Undertaker attacks Triple H for firing R-Truth, WWE's most shocking twist yet. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we've got some truly surprising and heartwarming news from the WWE Universe. In a moment that sent shockwaves through the WWE Universe, a legend returned not to wrestle, not to retire, but to exact vengeance. The Deadman walks again, but this time, he's not targeting his usual foes. This time, the Reaper has come for the game. Why? Because of one man, R-Truth. This is the full story of how Triple H's decision to terminate R-Truth's WWE contract sparked the return of The Undertaker, and ignited a storm that WWE may never recover from. The termination that shook the locker room. It began quietly, backstage during a regular Monday Night Raw taping. The cameras weren't rolling, there were no promos, no in-ring confrontations. But behind the curtain, an irreversible decision was made. Triple H, now fully in control of WWE creative and talent relations, called R-Truth into his office. The room was silent. What should have been a routine check-in turned into a devastating blow. Triple H, stern-faced, emotionless, slid a folder across the desk. Inside, termination papers. After over a decade of entertaining fans, R-Truth's contract with WWE had been terminated, effective immediately. There was no press release. No send-off, no farewell match, just silence. Backstage reports began to leak. Rumors said it was a creative reset. That Truth no longer fit the direction WWE was going. Others whispered that younger stars were taking the spotlight, and legends like Truth were seen as replaceable. But for those who knew R-Truth, who respected his contributions, his loyalty, and his heart, this wasn't business. This was betrayal. Locker room reactions, disbelief and anger. The WWE locker room was stunned. Superstars like The Miz, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods reportedly voiced frustration over the decision. Truth wasn't just another wrestler, he was family. The man who had the entire arena laughing 1 second, and emotionally invested the next. He made everyone feel welcome, from rookies to veterans. One source even claimed that Damian Priest, in a rare moment of defiance, told officials, "If R-Truth can get cut like that, who's next? No one's safe." But there was one man who heard the news, and took it far more personally than anyone else. A man who'd been silent for months. A man who had no business getting involved. The Undertaker. Why The Undertaker cared. To the casual fan, the connection wasn't obvious. But to those who truly know WWE's family backstage, R-Truth and The Undertaker were far more than passing acquaintances. During the long road trips, the locker room hangs, and the darkest times in WWE, R-Truth was one of the few who brought light to Undertaker's world. In an interview years ago, Taker once said, "Some guys make you laugh. Some guys make you think." Truth. He does both. He's as real as they come. When Taker retired at Survivor Series 2020, R-Truth was one of the few allowed to speak at the private celebration. They shared war stories, personal memories, and genuine respect. So when the Deadman heard the news, something inside him snapped. The Reaper was not done. The return, unannounced, unplanned. It was June 3, 2025. WWE Raw was halfway through its third hour. Triple H had just walked out to the ring to announce the Money in the Bank qualifying matches. The arena buzzed as he stood in the ring, mic in hand. Then, the lights went out. A single bell tolled. The crowd erupted. "Wait. What the hell? It can't be. Oh my God, it's The Undertaker." Fog rolled down the entrance ramp. The haunting organ music echoed through the arena. For the first time in over a year, The Undertaker returned. But something was different. This wasn't a tribute. This wasn't nostalgia. This wasn't a goodbye. The way he walked, the way he glared, he wasn't just making an appearance. He was hunting. The attack on Triple H. Triple H, stunned, stepped back as The Undertaker entered the ring. He raised his hand slowly, half in defense, half in confusion. "Mark, what is this?" Triple H said into the mic, voice shaking. Undertaker didn't answer. He circled the game like a predator. Then, without warning, he grabbed Triple H by the throat and chokeslammed him through the mat. The arena went insane. Security rushed the ring, but Undertaker backed them off with a death stare. He wasn't finished. The Deadman dragged Triple H's lifeless body into the corner, lifted him, and hit a devastating tombstone piledriver. Then, for the first time in a decade, Undertaker grabbed a mic. He crouched down next to Triple H's broken body and whispered into the camera. "You buried the wrong man, Hunter. Now it's your turn to rest in peace." The lights went out, the bell tolled, and the Undertaker vanished. WWE Reacts. Shock, chaos, confusion. Backstage was chaos. Officials scrambled. The show ended in a frenzy. Social media exploded. Fans couldn't believe what they'd seen. Was this storyline? Was it real? Why would The Undertaker assault the very man who ran WWE? The next day, WWE issued a vague statement. The actions of The Undertaker on Raw were unsanctioned and unexpected. Triple H is recovering. We are investigating the incident. But the damage was done. The world was watching. R-Truth speaks. Then, just when it seemed the chaos might settle, R-Truth broke his silence. On his personal Instagram Live, a teary-eyed Truth spoke directly to his fans. "I didn't ask Taker to do anything. I didn't even know he was watching. But I'll say this, he stood up for me when no one else did. And I'll love him forever for that. To Triple H, I respected you. I still do. But you could have at least looked me in the eye when you ended my career." The video ended with Truth shaking his head, saying only, "Some men fight in the ring. Some fight in the shadows. Taker, he's both." Triple H breaks his silence. Triple H was off WWE TV for 2 weeks following the attack. When he returned, it wasn't with swagger. It wasn't with dominance. It was with a neck brace and a broken spirit. Standing under dim lights, he addressed the WWE Universe. "I've faced The Undertaker before. But never like this. This wasn't a character. This was personal. If you think I'm going to fire back with another match, think again. This isn't about championships. This is about something far deeper. You want a war, Mark. You got one." Legends React. Support for Undertaker. Across social media and interviews, WWE Legends rallied behind the Deadman. Mick Foley tweeted, "Taker stood up for a friend. Not all heroes wear capes. Some wear black hats and leather jackets." Booker T on his podcast said, "Man, you don't cross, Taker. Triple H knows better than anyone." Truth was the soul of that locker room. And now, the devil's knocking on the front door of Titan Towers. Even Stone Cold Steve Austin posted a cryptic photo, a glass of whiskey with the caption, "To the Reaper." Building towards something bigger. As weeks passed, The Undertaker appeared sporadically, always unannounced. He disrupted contract signings, interrupted matches Triple H had booked, left symbolic messages, urns, black roses, gravestones, outside the executive offices. Fans began calling it the judgment of Triple H. Was it leading to a match? A confrontation? A symbolic passing of the torch? No one knew, but speculation was rampant. Some insiders claimed Undertaker wanted one last match, not against a wrestler, but against the corporate face of WWE. A match not sanctioned by the company, but by legacy. The Deadman's promo, a chilling message. Finally, 3 weeks after the attack, The Undertaker appeared on Raw via pre-taped message. Standing in a graveyard, thunder echoing behind him, he stared into the camera with cold fury. "Triple H, you were a warrior once. But somewhere along the way, you traded your sword for a desk.